There was a young man who had nothing. No connections, no savings, no one in his corner. Just a cold room, a cracked laptop, and a life that felt completely sealed shut. His name was Marcus, and every single person who knew him had already decided how his story would end. They weren't cruel about it, that's the worst part. They just didn't see him. And slowly, quietly, he started to believe them. But one night, one completely ordinary, forgettable night, something inside him broke open. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a man, a decision, and 1 hour. What happened next will stay with you. Marcus had grown up watching his mom work double shifts at a care home, coming home exhausted but never complaining. He wanted to make her proud. He just had no idea how. School had been hard, not because he couldn't learn, but because concentration is difficult when you're worried about the heating getting cut off, when your school shoes have holes and you pray no one looks down. By the time he was 19, his friends had split into 2 groups. Some were getting into trouble, the rest had moved on. University, jobs, new postcodes. Marcus was still there, in the same bedroom, staring at the same ceiling. He applied for jobs, he got rejections, or worse, silence. He tried a college course once, quit after 6 weeks because the commute cost money he didn't have. People in his neighborhood were kind, mostly, but kindness and opportunity are 2 very different things. Nobody was cruel to Marcus, they just didn't see him. And over time, he started to agree with them. Maybe this is just it. Maybe this is just my life. That thought is more dangerous than any insult, because it doesn't make you angry, it makes you quiet. And Marcus went very quiet. One Tuesday night in late November, cold, gray, the kind of night that makes everything feel permanent, Marcus sat on the edge of his bed with his phone in his hand. He wasn't looking at anything in particular, just scrolling. Killing time, like time was something he had too much of. And then he stopped. He looked around the room. Same 4 walls, same old trainers by the door, same life. Something cracked inside him. Not loudly, not dramatically. It was more like a lock finally giving way after years of pressure. He thought, no one is coming. Not a mentor, not a lucky break, not a miracle. Just me, right now. Tonight. He didn't make a big plan. He didn't write a list or buy a new notebook or tell anyone what he was about to do. He just opened his laptop, old, slow, screen slightly cracked, and he started learning. 1 topic, 1 free video, 1 hour. That was all he promised himself. 1 hour. Not a new life, not a transformation, just 1 hour, tonight, before he slept. He did it the next night too. And the night after that. Nobody knew. He didn't post about it, didn't mention it to his mom, didn't bring it up with his mates. It was just him, the cracked screen, and 1 quiet hour. Some nights his brain felt like wet cement, slow, heavy, going nowhere. Some nights he watched the same video 3 times and still wasn't sure he understood it. Some nights he came very close to closing the laptop and never opening it again. But he didn't. Not because he was special, not because he had some burning fire inside him, just because the alternative, another year of that ceiling, that silence, that slow disappearing, felt worse. Weeks passed, then months. Nothing changed on the outside. Same street, same bus, same job at the warehouse 3 days a week. If you saw Marcus walking to the shops, you'd see nothing different. But inside, something had shifted. His mind was sharper. He had started to understand things, real things about how the world worked, about skills that had value, about problems he could actually solve. He wasn't waiting to feel motivated anymore. He had stopped expecting inspiration to arrive like a visitor. He just showed up every night, sat down, and did the work. Discipline had replaced hope, and discipline is quieter than hope, but it is far more powerful. There's a truth no one likes to say out loud. When you start growing, you start separating. Old friends don't understand the new schedule. Family asks why you're always busy. The easy conversations dry up. Loneliness moves in. Marcus felt all of it. He let it stay. He kept going anyway. About 14 months after that first quiet Tuesday night, Marcus got a message. A small company had found his online portfolio, work he had quietly built piece by piece in those one-hour sessions while the street outside went dark. They wanted to talk. There was no viral moment, no overnight success story, no one big day where everything clicked. It had been hundreds of small days, hundreds of hours, hundreds of choices to sit back down when walking away would have been so much easier. But the results had stacked, slowly, invisibly, and then all at once. People who had never paid him much attention started asking questions. What happened to you? How did you manage that? What's your secret? He always smiled at the last question, because the answer was embarrassingly simple. 1 hour a night, a cracked laptop, a cold room, no audience, no applause, just time, invested quietly, night after night, long before any result arrived. He wasn't proud in the way people might expect. He was something closer to angry. Angry at how plain it had been all along. Angry at the years lost waiting for something external to change him. Angry at how many people were still out there, waiting for the same thing. The version of Marcus who walked into that meeting wasn't loud. He didn't swagger or perform, but he was impossible to overlook. Because he had built something real, not from talent, not from luck, but from a single, stubborn, unglamorous decision made alone in a cold room on a November night. 1 hour. That's where it started. Here is what Marcus's story is really about. It is not about escaping poverty. It is not about becoming successful or getting noticed. It is about refusing to accept the story that was handed to you. Nobody is coming to rescue you. That's the hard part. But here's the other side of that truth. Nobody can stop you either. Not your postcode, not your past, not your bank balance, not the people who never saw you. 1 hour, tonight, no announcement, no audience, just you and the decision. That's how separation begins. That's how invisible people become impossible to ignore. The question is simple. Are you still waiting, or are you ready to begin? If this story hit you, like the video right now. Comment 1 hour below if you're done waiting. And subscribe, because every week we bring you stories that don't just motivate you, they wake you up.